I'm Jon Kay. I'm the director of a statewide program called Traditional Arts Indiana. It exists to identify, document, and promote the folk and traditional arts of the state. It's based here at Indiana University, where I'm also an associate professor in folklore, and I teach classes about uh, material culture, Indiana folklore, arts and aging, and public practice, how people can use folklore within the public sector. John Bundy, duck decoy maker from up in Elwood, Indiana.
I grew up here in Indiana. When I was a kid, my grandfather was everything to me. He'd have an old crock, and he'd be able to tell me the story about it, or old tools, or an axe that was. He'd tell the story of, oh, this axe, this belonged to Abraham Lincoln. I busted the handle in it several years ago, but I put a new one in it, and I lost the head off of it one time, and he'd do this whole thing. But he taught me that things have stories that are associated with them. I'm coming at the humanness of the humanities. I'm coming at it from the people, and so I'm very much interested in how the everyday practices of people support them in their daily lives, how we build community and relations with other people, how we express our dissatisfaction as well as our satisfaction with our community and our life and our systems that we're part of through our expressive practices. That's what I study. And it's where the humanities and the arts are constantly rubbing against each other. And that's the world that we live in. People are complicated, and they're constantly trying to connect with other people, ostracize other people, express themselves, and they often do that through the things they say, the things they perform, the things they make, the way they dress. All of those everyday cultural practices are folklore. They're part of our folk life. And those are the traditions that, as a scholar, I'm really, really interested in. All my classes are in the wake of trying to share how to see the world around you, the stuff that you drive past every day, the people you meet every day, trying to take the overly familiar and making it strange again for people so that they can actually see the uniqueness of the world. It's a fascinating place that we call home here, and it's my job to try to get my students to see things differently. And so we talk about regional foodways in the state. We talk about the built environment and how you can tell what part of the state you're in by the way people in the 19th century built their homes. We talk about the old traditions that continue here from the Miami and the Potawatomi, but then we also talk about the new traditions that people are bringing here. And we'll talk about a Zapotec weaver, and we'll talk about the Chin community, and all the different traditional arts that make our state complex and emergent all the time.